motivated you to enter in the security space?
So I've been in the security space almost since I graduated school. So we were just talking earlier. I went to Vancouver to do my master's in physics, actually to do my PhD. I didn't finish my PhD, but I did get my master's. And right around the time I was finishing university, the internet happened. So I remember being in the lab when Mozilla, for those of you could probably find it on Wikipedia or a history book. But it was just happening, and that interested me in terms of being part of that. So I decided to basically find work in the internet. So I worked for a couple of years in various technology companies. I was in Vancouver, not a hotbed, not Silicon Valley. But soon enough, I think maybe after 3 years, I started my first company, which became eTunnels, which focused on providing virtual networks, basically VPNs. For enterprises. And so my very, very first company was a security company by happenstance, nothing deliberate. To be honest, we were building a box, a storage platform. Back then, the bandwidth was so little, it didn't really work. So we had an EMC file server. And so we decided to jettison the file server and just keep the security network. And so we became a VPN company instead of a kind of a Dropbox or a box. And that was my entree into security land. And now I'm three companies in. So we started that in 1999.
Wow.
Yeah.
And at
literally the last century.
Yes, that's correct. And at this time you're doing programming, hands-on keyboard.
No, so I was not a very good programmer. So my programming skills are probably like my Portuguese. They're not great, although I do know how to say obrigado. But I know enough about technology. So I think, my strength is really being able to understand the concepts and communicate the concepts. And I think that's for a founder that's sometimes overlooked. We typically are familiar with technical founders. But I think, my special secret skill is really being able to conceptualize and then being able to communicate.
Great.